The heart of Paris lies here in these ancient stones. Observe the intricate details of the half-timbered houses and the majestic limestone architecture. Welcome, and join me as we journey back through time to rediscover the heart of old Paris. Here on this table lie the clues.
Paris, the city of fire and of fury. Centuries of ambition have been carved into its narrow streets and sweeping boulevards. The kings built it, but the revolutionaries tore it down. The artists, the lovers, and the dreamers have rebuilt it again and again. Look at these images. Using advanced AI technology to breathe life into forgotten engravings and long silent photographs, we will not just tell you this story. You will see it unfold before your eyes. From the ancient banks of the Seine to the radiant skyline of today, this is the journey of a Paris that never surrenders. But be careful. Paris is not perfect. Its history is filled with the scars of violence, of oppression, and of deep shadow.
The time has come to make our voices heard.
For justice! For France!
Beneath Haussmann's grand boulevards, the ground is still soaked with the blood of massacres and improvised barricades. Yet, from the darkest vaults of that suffering, this city has given the world its most revolutionary ideas of freedom and human dignity. It is the fierce belief that people have the right to shape their own destiny. Despite everything, the people of Paris, resilient, passionate, and impossible to silence, have pushed history forward through every protest, every masterpiece, and every world-changing idea. They transformed a small fishing village of the Parisii tribe into the capital of humanity's light. Our journey continues through light and revolution. Let's begin. The 17th century. This is when Paris becomes the center of Europe's grandeur. Power is no longer scattered, it is concentrated. Cardinal Richelieu establishes a new order, controlling language, controlling culture, controlling politics. Paris is being shaped into a symbol of absolute authority. But the true transformation arrives with Louis XIV, the Sun King. He turns royal power into an art. Observe how AI reconstructs the expansion of the Louvre Palace. The sweeping boulevards begin tearing through the old medieval shell. The year 1670, Hôtel des Invalides rises for the veterans, a monument of gratitude and pride. Yet the Sun King does not trust Paris. He fears revolts. He fears the crowds. In 1682, he moves the royal court to Versailles. Paris is left behind. But it does not decline. It becomes the economic and cultural heart. Candlelit salons glow with conversation, fashion, cuisine, and diplomatic ceremony. The whole world is copy Paris. The 18th century, the age of Enlightenment. Paris is the capital of the world's intellect. Voltaire, Rousseau, Diderot. They meet in cafes, questioning divine authority, questioning reason. AI scans the manuscripts of the great encyclopédie. Dangerous ideas are spreading.
In this era of radical change, the ink-stained pages of Paris became the birthplace of ideas that would change the world.
But beneath that elegance, Paris is rotting. The population explodes to 600,000. Poverty and disease surround the slums. Look down beneath your feet. The year 1780. Cemeteries are so overcrowded that the stench makes citizens fall ill. Their solution is horrifying. 6 million skeletons are moved into deep limestone tunnels. The catacombs, walls built from human bones. While the nobility live in silk and velvet, the people are starving. Bread prices soar, taxes crush the poor. Patience has run out. A symbol of tyranny stands towering above the city, the Bastille fortress. The fuse has been lit, and the world is about to shake. The year 1789. Patience has run out. The alliance of poverty and fury ignites an explosion that shakes Europe to its foundations. July the 14th. The Bastille prison falls. Look at the collapse of this symbol of tyranny through AI. Not a strategic target, but a symbol of oppression. Stone and rubble crash into the mud of fury. An old order is being torn apart. The year 1792. The Republic is declared. The monarchy is abolished. And this is when Paris becomes its most terrifying. January 1793. Place de la Concorde. AI reconstructs the most ruthless killing machine of the revolution, the guillotine. The year 1799. A Corsican general seizes power. Napoleon Bonaparte. He transforms Paris into the capital of an empire. Napoleon is a dictator, but he is also a great builder. He understands that greatness requires monuments. Look at the design drawings of 1806. The Arc de Triomphe begins to rise to honor the victorious armies. Massive blocks of limestone are carved with meticulous detail. Rue de Rivoli cuts in a straight line through the heart of the city. And here comes the turning point of the Louvre. Using AI, observe how Napoleon transforms it into a public museum. He brings back treasures from across conquered Europe, turning Paris into the cultural capital of the world. But empires built on conquest never last forever. The catastrophic defeat in Russia. In 1814, foreign armies occupy Paris for the first time. Napoleon's dream shatters completely at Waterloo, 1815. The empire collapses. Paris is humbled once again, facing an uncertain future. But the fire of the revolution has already planted something that no king or emperor can ever extinguish: the idea of freedom. Our journey is about to enter the greatest transformation in the city's history. Observe the dull surface of iron and dark wood. King Louis XVI steps onto the platform. 9 months later, Marie Antoinette follows. The revolution is devouring its own children. Under Robespierre, Paris sinks into blood. Tens of thousands are executed. The stone streets of Paris run with red blood, in the most literal sense. Chaos and terror spread across the city, until the very same blade finally ends the man who created it. France is exhausted, unstable, and desperate for stability.
The heart of Paris, once a maze of timber and mud, now gives way to the grand visions of Haussmann.
The year 1853. Paris is preparing to undergo the most painful and radical surgery in urban history.
Transformation. Paris, the city reborn, block by limestone block.
Emperor Napoleon III does not want a Paris of dark alleys and disease. He wants order. He wants light. And he hires Baron Haussmann to make it happen. Observe this transformation through AI. The Haussmann's hammer tears apart 60% of the medieval heart of the city. Thousands of old houses are smashed. Entire neighborhoods vanish. Straight, sweeping boulevards rise like sharp cuts slicing through the past. But this is not only beauty, it is control. The wide streets make revolutionary barricades almost impossible to build. AI reconstructs the structure of the uniform apartment buildings. Limestone facades, long-running wrought iron balconies, the elegant geometry we now call Paris. But elegance has a price. Elegance is built upon displacement. The poor are pushed to the outskirts. Paris becomes a city of the elite. And beauty built upon suffering never stays quiet for long. The year 1871.
Aux armes, citoyens!
Tenez la position!
Vive la commune!
Haussmann's beautiful boulevards are suddenly covered in gunsmoke. After a brutal Prussian siege, where citizens were forced to eat even the animals in the zoo just to survive, Paris erupts in the uprising of the Paris Commune. Look at the improvised barricades rising once again across the streets. The most terrifying urban warfare of the 19th century. The Bloody Week. Government troops march in, street by street, house by house. They sweep away the rebels. 10 to 20,000 people are executed. A plus breathes life into the silent photographs of the ruins. The Hôtel de Ville burns against the sky. Paris sinks once again into hatred and corpses. The city is wounded, burned, exhausted. And yet, Paris refuses to die. From the ashes of civil war, Paris enters its golden age. The year 1889, the World's Fair. Look at the rise of a so-called metal monster, the Eiffel Tower. The people of Paris once hated it. Artists called it an iron insult to the skyline. But observe through AI how 8,000 tons of wrought iron rise upward, piece by piece, touching the sky. What once seemed absurd becomes a symbol of human ambition. The city floods with electric light. Impressionist painters capture that light on their canvases. The year 1900. The first metro system opens beneath the streets. AI scans the Art Nouveau entrances of Hector Guimard, the flowing curves of iron, glass, and wood. Paris becomes the cultural, artistic, and luxurious capital of the world. A modern city, radiant, confident. But behind those glittering lights, another storm is gathering. Across Europe, nations are arming. Empires are preparing for war. The old world is about to vanish. And Paris is preparing to face the most terrible trials of the 20th century. The year 1914. The brilliant light of the beautiful era suddenly fades. The old world shatters in the thunder of the First World War. German forces are only 30 miles from Paris. The city holds its breath. AI scans the grainy black and white photographs of 1914. Look at this madness and hope. The taxis of the Marne, using AI to reconstruct the line of Renault cars racing through the night, carrying thousands of soldiers to the front to save the heart of France. Paris is saved, but the price is exhaustion and more than 1 million lives of the nation. The war ends, but the peace that follows will not last long. The year 1920. Paris rises from the ashes to become the cultural capital once again. The Années Folles, the roaring years. AI reconstructs the electric atmosphere inside the cafes of Montparnasse. Look at the faces of the lost generation. Hemingway, Fitzgerald, Picasso. Writers, painters, and dreamers gathering in smoky rooms where ideas move faster than wine. They bring a new freedom of thought and a new freedom of art. Observe the change in the structure of clothing. Coco Chanel frees women from restrictive corsets. Simple lines replace heavy fabric. Silk, black velvet.
Look at the colors, they are
Modern
exquisite.
elegance is born in the streets of Paris. Jazz fills the night air. Cafes overflow with laughter. Paris shines. Paris is a party that never ends. But history has never been kind to cities that celebrate too loudly. Because beyond the eastern horizon, another storm is rising. June 1940. The nightmare returns. The French army collapses. Paris is declared an open city to avoid destruction. And yet, the humiliation cannot be avoided. Look at the painful image AI is bringing to life. The swastika flag flying above the Eiffel Tower. 4 years living under the shadow of occupation. Observe the silent boulevards, the shortages, the fear. More than 13,000 Jews are forced into the Veldiv Stadium, a city of light now wrapped in darkness. But even in the deepest night, the flame of resistance begins to burn. Handwritten leaflets passed in secret, coded messages hidden in ordinary words, silent acts of sabotage spreading through the city. The people of Paris never accept chains, and slowly, quietly, the city prepares to rise again. August 1944. Paris rises on its own. Barricades appear once again across the boulevards. The same streets that once witnessed revolutions now witness another fight for freedom. AI reconstructs the heroic chaos of the uprising. Resistance fighters battle street by street, house by house. Smoke rises above the rooftops. Gunfire echoes across the Seine. On August 25th, Allied forces enter the city. Look at General Charles de Gaulle walking down the Champs-Élysées among a sea of people. The face of freedom. Paris is not burned. Paris has survived. The war ends, leaving behind a city full of scars, but also a city that refuses to kneel. Because history has tested Paris again and again, and again and again. Paris endures. Now the wounded capital prepares to step into a new era, an era of reconstruction, modernity, and miraculous rebirth. The journey continues. The year 1945. Paris rises from the ruins, not only to rebuild its stones, but to heal its soul. The city becomes a sanctuary of existentialism. AI scans the silent photographs inside the cafes of the Latin Quarter. Look at the cigarette smoke curling around Jean-Paul Sartre and Simone de Beauvoir. The minds redefining freedom after the horrors of war. The economy revives. Paris modernizes with ring roads and rising suburban districts, the banlieues. The year 1947. Christian Dior unveils the new look, redefining Parisian elegance for the entire world. May 1968. Paris erupts once again in protest. Observe the improvised barricades rising in the Latin Quarter. Using parallax effects to give depth to the black and white photographs, students throw paving stones toward riot police. This is no longer a world war. This is a battle for a new culture, challenging every old authority and changing France forever. Paris never stops reinventing itself. The year 1977. The Pompidou Center appears like an inverted, colorful machine, shocking every tradition. And here, 10 years later, look at the construction site in the courtyard of the ancient Louvre Palace. AI breathes life into the installation of glass and steel panels designed by architect I.M. Pei. The Louvre Pyramid, a bold intersection between 1,000 years of limestone past and a transparent future. Paris reaffirms its place as the unquestioned cultural capital of modernity. The 21st century brings new scars. The pain of the 2015 terrorist attacks cannot break the will of the city. And then, April 2019. The whole world holds its breath as the Cathedral of Notre Dame burns. Using AI to recreate the moment the spire collapses into black smoke, an 800-year-old symbol seems about to vanish. But look again at the history we have walked through. Paris is carved from endurance. It has survived the Vikings, the Black Death, the Revolution, and occupation. Today, scaffolding rises once more. Stonemasons return to their work. Paris always rebuilds. It always endures. From the wooden huts of the Parisii, to the stone walls of Philip Augustus, to the capital of light and freedom today. 2,000 years of history sleep beneath your feet, but the spirit of Paris still breathes in every stone. Paris is not perfect, but it has never stopped fighting for dignity and freedom. Our journey ends here, but the story of Paris is forever.
Tell us which story you would like to hear next, and your subscription will help us continue exploring many more fascinating chapters of history. Thank you and our sincere appreciation.